This video is for losers only. Like Kyle and I. We used to be morbidly obese, and every day we lived in denial of that. We didn't want to look at it because deep down we knew we were losers and we weren't good enough, and we weren't ready to openly admit it. We were naturally heavy set. We struggled with weight our whole lives. We really weren't that smart. We couldn't stop eating. We had massive appetites. We came from homes where neither of us was really accepted, and our family's outlooks on body image and food was really messed up. Every day that we avoided those realities, we were putting our lives at risk, but we couldn't look at it. So what we would do is we would go to Subway, and before we would go in and get our food, we would sit in the parking lot and we would literally put down anyone that came out of Subway who was eating only half a sub. You know, we'd see them with their bag and they'd only have half a sub, and we would go literally, no one wants to eat half a sub. Who can do that?
We were so messed up that literally seeing someone eat a portion of lunch would trigger us so hard.
Because we couldn't even eat one less bite of food, let alone half a sub. So we were projecting what we felt onto other people. And what we would do then is we couldn't even see that. So we would put people down, then we would go in and we would get our foot-long subs with chips, with cookies, with pop. We'd go home and we would eat all of that plus everything else that we had in the house. We're going to call this, we would have an emotional eating fest because YouTube doesn't let us say the actual word. But when we were done, we would feel guilty and panic and then go, we got to lose all our weight now. And we would all that food led us to making really dumb decisions because of guilt and panic and fear. And we wanted to then undo everything that we had done overnight. And so we would then try to rush the process and make really bad decisions to lose the weight. And this would cause us to go in this never-ending cycle where we would panic, try to rush the weight loss, get to the outcome, and then fail and do these emotional eating things over and over and over again and get stuck because we couldn't accept where we were at.
And now we're able to admit that we're not that smart. And when we'll say this for people that aren't going to watch the whole video, but this is not a put down. We're not talking about people that are overweight that are losers.
No.
We're talking about accepting where you're at in life to then help you, to make you healthier, to help your life, to make you happier.
Yeah.
When we say now we admit we're not that smart, like me and Nicole say we're idiots, don't listen to us. And that goes for this video too.
Yes.
We're telling the truth. Mm-hmm. Someone like me that tries a fad diet, hundreds and probably 1,000 Mondays in my life. I don't know that many, but hundreds of Mondays of my life, I tried the next fad diet. That's not someone very intelligent. You don't really want to learn like us by, bumping your head 1,000 times and then saying, oh, maybe I shouldn't do that. That's what me and Nicole did our whole lives. We're not that intelligent. We're the type of people that ask a lot of questions. That means we don't know a lot.
No.
But we've been here, 40 years, 42 years for me, 40 for Nicole. We've asked so many questions that we've figured some things out, but the way we do things is backwards.
We've made so many mistakes. We both had really traumatic childhoods, and we got lost in that trauma to where everything we did was trying to please other people and get to a place where we thought we could feel better really fast and avoid feeling and being in the moment that made us make really bad decisions all the time. And when we say we're not that smart and we're losers, we're saying this in the most loving way possible. We put ourselves down our whole lives, but when we say it now, it's because we're actually at a place where we're accepting where we are. When I would panic and make the decision that I was going to lose all my weight right away, I was looking at, female bodybuilders in magazines going, I'm gonna go on this crash diet, lose all this weight, and I'm gonna wake up looking like that with muscle and abs. When in reality, I naturally carry more weight. I gain weight very easily. I was born with PCOS, so I naturally carry weight in my stomach. I'll never have abs. I'll never have a flat stomach, but I wasn't ready to accept that.
We did not win the genetic lottery. So when we say this video is for losers, it's us that are losers. Mm-hmm. In the materialistic matrix world that we live in, not here, in the outside surface level things, the vehicle, meaning the body, we did not win the mental we didn't win the mental Olympics. We didn't win genetic Olympics. I followed bodybuilding my whole life. I still do follow it. I do bodybuilding in my personal life, but I don't choose it as a profession because I found out bodybuilding is genetics, number one, diet, and then vitamins. And you know what I mean? Somebody said they don't just take vitamins, they take more than vitamins. I know that. Yes. It's not my first rodeo.
Vitamins.
I have to say vitamins on this platform.
Yes.
But, so I'm not taking vitamins. I don't have the genetic structure. My torso, my waist is too wide. My torso is too long. So my legs are too short. I don't have the genetics first. That they can't tell the public that bodybuilding's a genetic beauty contest because who would enter it? Who would chase the dreams of becoming a professional bodybuilder if it's a genetic? They do work hard. They do diet hard. Yes. But the first thing, you have to have the genetics. If you don't have the structure and the genetics, you can't win the top shows.
No. You can compete, you can go far, but you can't win.
And that goes with what Nicole was saying of us chasing magazine cover genetic lottery winners, people that got to choose their parents perfectly.
We didn't have that. And we fought that, which is why we struggle with weight our whole lives. Like both of us were naturally always overweight. We were always trying to fight it. We eventually lost 130 pounds each and we've kept it off for 8 years. The way that we did that, we kept failing because we wouldn't look at the fact that we're not perfect and our bodies aren't perfect.
Oh, I just want to say, this is why superhero movies are so popular, because the majority of this is not a victim story about us being sad that we didn't win a genetic lottery, but it's just realizing what's real in the real world today. What can we do today? But this is why superhero movies are so popular. The majority of people, millions and millions of people around the world, project themselves into being a superhero, and it goes into how we think about dieting too. As a culture, we think there's magic superpowers that we'll get, or magic knowledge, or a magic food we can eliminate or eat,
or a magic pill,
or a pill that we could take that will turn us into Spider-Man. It doesn't happen in the real world.
No.
But in the fantasy world, of which me and Nicole lived in, fantasy land of dieting, I will start a new restrictive fad diet Monday and it will work, even though the last 468 didn't work. This one's different. This one's new knowledge. There's nothing new under the sun. It's how you did it 100 years ago is the same way you do it now.
And this is why we kept failing, because we were fighting like we don't have perfect genetics, and that's okay. Once we realized, okay, everything that we've done keeps leading us back to where we are, and we're stuck and it's not working, and we're not happy. We're not happy, and our weight was causing us massive health problems. We knew we have to find what we are capable of, what we can do, that we can enjoy the process, because what we were doing, trying to find the perfect magic pill or the right crash diet, all it was doing was making us miserable, and we were trying to skip the journey. And what you don't realize when you're stuck and you're trying to get to the outcome all the time, I just want to lose the weight, I just want to get here, I just want to be small, you miss the whole journey. And that's where the life actually is. Life is in the journey. It's the process. And if you don't enjoy it, like we didn't, we were miserable and we couldn't then keep the results because we were miserable. We were making weight loss a punishment. So we couldn't sustain it.
Yeah. I was not good at school, to say the least. I was in the school system a loser. I was a slow learner. In school, it's taught who can come up with the fastest answer, not necessarily think about what you're being asked or be correct, but who's the fastest at getting the answer. I'm horrible at that. I take so long to learn things, years and years. That's not allowed in school.
No.
I'm used to be horrible in business because the rat race is who can do things the quickest, who can do the most things, hustle the most, do it the quickest. I'm horrible at that. It takes me so long. It takes me decades to pick up simple tasks. Like, I'm very slow. And in the rat race, everyone's in a hurry to get things done. And I get smoked at those things. I lose those races all the time. And I didn't know that I could operate in my own pace. And I was chasing what other successful people in another land could do. And I couldn't do it, but I kept using the methods of the successful people. This is why self-help doesn't work. Weight loss, mainstream weight loss advice doesn't work for 99% of the population. It just doesn't apply.
Right. And so when we sat together, the funny thing is, eventually, like Kyle, I had sleep apnea so bad. I was stopping breathing 7 times a night, partially stopping breathing 84 times a night. I needed a CPAP machine to help me breathe at night in my sleep and basically like keep me alive. Kyle was eventually diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. After that appointment, we were going to go to Subway. We ended up in the Subway parking lot where Kyle was saying like, I gotta stop. I can't go to Subway. You know, this is it.
I'm cutting out bread. I'm going back to the same old cycle that I used to do. That didn't work.
Yeah, that didn't work. And so we sat there and we said, wait a minute, what can we do that will actually move the needle forward, that will actually help us make progress? What are we capable of? We liked food. We liked Subway.
Just realized this leg's been sticking in the shot the whole time.
That's fine. Oops.
There you go.
Sorry, guys. That was...
CGI that out. And there's another thing I'm not good at. I'm not a good editor, so I don't know how to do... I don't even know how to set up the tripod properly, and we've been doing this for 8 years.
And we just did half our video with it there, so we're not perfect,
So
and that's okay.
sorry about that thing there.
Sorry about that. We've corrected it now. That goes along with the video. We're not perfect people, and that's okay. Once we figured out we can eat what we like and just portion it out, we went to Subway and got half a sub. We got a diet pop instead of the regular. We got a small bag of chips instead of getting a big one. And we started eating. We didn't change any of the foods that we were eating. We just changed how much. That was something we were capable of.
In the real world, being Nicole and Kyle in that day in 2000, whatever it was, 9 or 10 or whatever.
Around there.
11, 12, whatever. We're not good at math. Another thing, math is not our strong point.
We don't really focus too much on numbers because that always triggered our emotional eating stuff.
But I wanted to, Nicole took a clear pill and then passed on life-changing piece of advice if I was ready to hear it. Don't go back to the extreme diet that you used to. I want it, like I said, take away carbs immediately. I have to do this. I have to go on a crash diet. Nicole said, like, basically you're good enough to do this slowly, steadily, and with common sense this time. And in that moment, I was ready because I needed to do it to save my life. And that's what we all get caught up in, this whole show that's going on Earth. It's like, I can do anything and I can do it faster than the next person and I'm capable of anything. Well, not really. You're not, unless you get real about where you're at.
Yes, and you are capable of doing what you're capable of. If you do what works for you, what you can control, then yes, you're capable of anything. Like we worked through our emotional eating, which was really severe, and we found what worked for us, and we lost the weight, and we've kept it off for 8 years. If you could go back and tell those two struggling, morbidly obese people that we did that, we would never believe it, because we were so stuck. We did not think we were ever getting out of that. So I want to give this example of like what we were always doing. I'm Italian, and I spent a lot of time with my Nonna, and my Nonna and Nonu, they made their own wine. And as Italians, it was always offered, even as a little girl, it was always like, Nico, that's how my Nonna spoke, Nico, you want some wine? You know, it was always allowed. There was no taboo around it. And because of that, I don't really have any interest in alcohol. Like, every once in a while I'll drink it, but like, I don't really have any issues around that. I can take it or leave it. I don't really care about it. But food was different. In my parents divorced when I was very young, and so I went back and forth. My dad lived with my Nonna. At my Nonna's house, it was eat, 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 eat. But then I was also called pudgy. It was a loving term, but I interpret it different. And then at my mom's house, it was different. It was, don't eat too much. Watch what you're eating. It's not good to eat too much. It was always opposites. So I ended up with issues around food because I internalized those two completely opposite ways of eating. And then I started to over and under correct my eating. I never embraced food. I emotionally ate. I ate a lot of food, but I felt guilty the whole time. So I never fully embraced the fact that I liked food and I liked to eat a lot of it. And that's what caused me the problem. So then I would overcorrect it by like restricting stuff, taking away all the things that I liked, undereat, and then it would end up triggering my emotional eating. And then, I would go overboard with the food.
And when I grew up, I didn't want to accept my body. So I seen cousins, close family members, brother, father, eat whatever they wanted, eat the same diet as me, and I was overweight. And I was like very, very confused because I'm like, well, I eat the same as they do. Well, I didn't have their body. It's different genetics. Even in the same family, it's just people are built different. And I didn't, until recently, want to accept, but what am I working with? What's the vehicle that I have? What kind of fuel can I put in my vehicle? And I stopped projecting my fantasy life over into other people's bodies.
And that was the same with me. I was dealing with the same thing. Also, like, most of my family members didn't have the naturally heavy set issue as me, and their appetites weren't as big as me. I kind of felt bad not realizing that some people have bigger appetites than others. And so I felt bad about it. And once I realized, wait, this is me. I do gain weight easily. I don't have great genetics. I do have a big appetite. Well, then Kyle and I could look at that and we could work with it. Then we started looking at high volume foods, low calorie foods that you could eat a lot of.
It'd be the same today where healthy fats are pushed. If I ate a lot of healthy fats, I'd be so hungry I couldn't sustain it.
Exactly.
If you eat, high calorie dense healthy fats, you get that much. If you eat high volume like me and Nicole do, you get this much.
And we had to learn what will work for our bodies and what will help us, because when you're eating less to eat in a calorie deficit to lose weight, you will get hungry. That's a normal thing. It's normal to be a bit hungry. So we were looking at how do we eat the things that we like, but like maximize the food so that we can, still eat less and lose weight. And stuff like popcorn, lots of veggies and fruit and lean protein, all of that stuff we could eat a lot of and fill our bellies and feel pretty full, but still stay in a calorie deficit to lose the weight. And then at the same time, include foods that we liked, like ice cream and cookies, where we were taking it away before and it was causing us to fail because we were taking away stuff and trying to rush the outcome, trying to get, to the end goal.
Fast forwarding throughout my whole life has been a major problem.
Yes.
Meaning I don't want to accept where I'm at. I don't want to be on the journey. I want the gold medal. I want to skip all these lessons. I want to skip all the levels and just get the prize, get the outcome.
And so to wrap up, again, like, life is in the journey, not the outcome. Reaching a goal is amazing. Like, we're really proud of ourselves, but what we were doing was fast forwarding all the time, and we were missing the process. We were missing discovering what we could eat in a calorie deficit. Every day we would look at each other and go, we can eat ice cream and lose weight, because we were portioning everything out. We went to the store and found French fries we could eat. We made our own mini pizzas. We were allowing ourselves to enjoy the process. When we were trying to rush the outcome and lose the weight overnight, we were miserable, and we were doing things that were making the weight loss a punishment, which is why we couldn't stick to it.
Yeah, I did the same thing with exercise. So
Yeah.
when I thought I was a superhero, I lifted heavy and hurt myself. I thought I could jog. I'm too big to jog. I would hurt my knees, hurt my
Yes,
ankles.
me too.
So finally, me and Nicole, like she said before, what can we do?
Yes.
Walk and walk slowly.
And
that
that's
I
it.
can keep doing. That me and Nicole could do that every day.
And we still do it now because it's the easiest thing for us to stick to, and we
love
can keep it up.
We love building muscle. We love lifting weights, but it's not we don't have the delusions of grandeur in our heads anymore about where it will get us or what it will do to our bodies. But we try to keep as much muscle as we can and build it and shape our bodies. And it's fun for us now versus pressure, anxiety, stress of trying to be something we're never going to be here.
Exactly. So find what you can do and enjoy, because if you're not having fun, you're not getting it done. Meaning, I always say this, like, if you don't like what you're doing, you're not going to stick to it. Remember this, life is in the journey. You need to enjoy the journey, enjoy the process. Yes, you can work on getting to the end goal, but if you try to rush it, you're just going to keep failing, because you're going to be doing things that you can't stick to.
And your ego, for a while, when you start questioning and saying, like, where am I really at right now? Your ego will not like it, but that's okay. That's a normal process. And maybe people around you won't like it when you're being honest, or when you're even being honest with yourself. Your ego is going to have a brat out. Me and Nicole call it, it's bratting out again, where the head's trying to yell at you.
Yes, exactly.
Saying, either you can't do this or you can do this. No, you should do this. Or just try to be clear, calm, quiet, and do the best thing for you in the real world right now.
Yes, and this is like one quote that I learned it off of Pinterest, and I say it often. It's, focus on the step in front of you, not the whole staircase. Whenever we focused on the whole staircase, we failed miserably. When we focus on the step in front of us and don't try to rush, don't try to do 2 steps at a time, 3 steps at a time, 1 step at a time, that's when we really nail it and really like enjoy what we're doing, and we can stick to it. And that goes for any struggle, anything. Like, I did that my whole life for everything, not just in weight loss. I always tried to rush the process. When I stay and enjoy the process and do one thing at a time, I thrive. And change can be uncomfortable, but if you're feeling uncomfortable, that's good, because it means you're moving. You're somewhere that you've never been before. So the friends, I lost all my weight with portion control. If you want to know the exact portions and meals that I ate to lose the weight, you can buy my weight loss ebook called The First 50. The link is down below, and code Nicole will save you 10%. We also have this. This is Hudult HTLT Steps, and this is literally like the best protein powder ever. My favorite is Luckier Marshmallow Cereal, because I love cereal. I'm a cereal girl, and this really helps satisfy my cravings. Also, though, they just came out with this like collagen plus powder. It has like 20 grams of protein in it. It's chocolate milkshake flavor, and it's a really good chocolate, and we're dieting right now, and this is really satisfied our chocolate cravings. So code Nicole will save you 10% off for all of the Hudult steps. Links down below.
We'll mention this too, because it goes with the supplements, but me and Nicole take creatine, protein powder helps our journey, but it's not, those aren't magic pills. They're literally called supplements because they supplement when you're doing the best you can in exercise, you're doing the best you can in your diet, then those really help. That extra, 1 to 5% can help you with results, with strength and endurance, creatine and that kind of stuff. And protein powder gets in more protein, which helps you stay more full. It makes recipes taste a lot better.
Yep.
The high protein ice cream
really helps, satisfy the cravings. And protein helps lower your hunger hormone ghrelin, so it can help you feel fuller longer. So accept that you're a loser in the most loving way possible and build from there. And you're worth it to do what works for you and to not rush this. Rushing is not going to help you get stuff done. One thing at a time, even though it sounds counterproductive, it's actually going to help you go forward by making one small change at a time, slow steps. Remember the tortoise and the hare? That's true.
We're the tortoise.
Yes.
But I wanted to be the rabbit my whole life.
Be the loser, the tortoise. And one step at a time, slow and steady, does win the race, and we're proof of that.
And in this modern world, the slow tortoise is considered bad. Like, slow is bad here, but it's not.
No, because the grinding push that you see everywhere, the hustle, the grind, like working hard is great. It can get you places, but if you're trying to rush it, it's just gonna fall down. Try to build a house overnight and see how long it lasts. It's not. You have to build the foundation and go step by step to make a house that's gonna withstand the, the wind and the rain and the snow. One step at a time. Tile by tile. You got this. We love you. Thanks so much for your support. You're not alone. We believe in you. Weight loss should never be a punishment. Do something that you like, that you wake up every day and look forward to eating, to doing for exercise. That's how you're gonna get it done. We love you. Thank you for watching. Watch this vid and this vid for more sustainable, fun weight loss tips because we are real, honest friends losing weight in the real world. I love you. He love you. We'll catch ya. Peace it in the next vid, sweethearts.
Peace.
Peace.
How do I work this?
I don't know. Push
Press
the
this.
thingy.
Remember, the friends, that weight loss isn't just about the number on the scale. It's also about here and here. Heart and mindset. Fight through it. You can do it. Don't